Mark 24th July in your calendars and join your hosts AJ Paredes and Eric Baclig as Patch takes you on a virtual trip to the world down under, Melbourne, Australia. Catch us live as we feature the APC story of Engineer Victor Tenorio and his case study establishing an effective commercial management system. All these and more on Saturday, 24th July, 3 p.m. Manila Time. See you! Mark 24th July in your calendars and join your hosts AJ Paredes and Eric Baclig as Patch takes you on a virtual trip to the world down under, Melbourne, Australia. Catch us live as we feature the APC story of Engineer Victor Tenorio and his case study establishing an effective commercial management system. All these and more on Saturday, 24th July, 3 p.m. Manila Time. See you!
Pacific, are you ready? As Philippine Institute of Certified Quantity Surveyors of PICQS hosts PAQS 2021 24th Congress, we are pleased to announce that registration is open and due to strong public demand, delegates now have options to attend the Congress in person or via digital access. Take part in the most awaited global event of QS practitioners around the world, including members of distinct and world-renowned QS bodies. Registration fees are posted on your screens, and for face-to-face attendees, fees are inclusive of the welcome and gala dinner, 2-day conference with tea breaks and lunch, and the technical visits with transportation. For all associated events, please visit the official website paqs2021.com. See you! Pacific, are you ready? As Philippine Institute of Certified Quantity Surveyors of PICQS hosts PAQS 2021 24th Congress, we are pleased to announce that registration is open and due to strong public demand, delegates now have options to attend the Congress in person or via digital access. Take part in the most awaited global event of QS practitioners around the world, including members of distinct and world-renowned QS bodies. Registration fees are posted on your screens, and for face-to-face attendees, fees are inclusive of the welcome and gala dinner, 2-day conference with tea breaks and lunch, and the technical visits with transportation. For all associated events, please visit the official website paqs2021.com. See you!
PICQS would like to thank Philippine Constructors Association Incorporated or PCA for being PICQS supporting affiliate partner in hosting the Pacific Association of Quantity Surveyors or PAQS 2021 Congress. More than 70 years after it was established, PCA is a partner for nation building, a leading exemplar for the industry here and abroad, a catalyst for change, and an organization that embodies excellence and knows that prestige comes with performance. Thank you, PCA, and see you in PAQS 2021 Congress.
RIB Software is a pioneering enterprise committed to driving innovation and technological advances in the construction and real estate industries. i2 CostX by RIB is being used in over 90 countries around the world, and it is a complete estimating solution with 2D takeoff, 5D beam support, integrated workbooks, and customizable reports, all in one program. Become faster, smarter, and more accurate today with i2 CostX.
PICQS would like to thank Philippine Constructors Association Incorporated or PCA for being PICQS supporting affiliate partner in hosting the Pacific Association of Quantity Surveyors or PAQS 2021 Congress. More than 70 years after it was established, PCA is a partner for nation building, a leading exemplar for the industry here and abroad, a catalyst for change, and an organization that embodies excellence and knows that prestige comes with performance. Thank you, PCA, and see you in PAQS 2021 Congress. Mark 24th July in your calendars and join your hosts AJ Paredes and Eric Baclig as Patch takes you on a virtual trip to the world down under, Melbourne, Australia. Catch us live as we feature the APC story of engineer Victor Tenorio and his case study establishing an effective commercial management system. All these and more on Saturday, 24th July, 3 p.m. Manila Time. See you!
Pacific, are you ready? As Philippine Institute of Certified Quantity Surveyors of PICQS hosts PAQS 2021 24th Congress, we are pleased to announce that registration is open, and due to strong public demand, delegates now have options to attend the Congress in person or via digital access. Take part in the most awaited global event of QS practitioners around the world, including members of distinct and world-renowned QS bodies. Registration fees are posted on your screens, and for face-to-face attendees, fees are inclusive of the welcome gala dinner, 2-day conference with tea breaks and lunch, and the technical visits with transportation. For all associated events, please visit the official website paqs2021.com. See you!
PICQS would like to thank Philippine Constructors Association Incorporated or PCA for being PICQS supporting affiliate partner in hosting the Pacific Association of Quantity Surveyors or PAQS 2021 Congress. More than 70 years after it was established, PCA is a partner for nation building, a leading exemplar for the industry here and abroad, a catalyst for change, and an organization that embodies excellence and knows that prestige comes with performance. Thank you, PCA, and see you in PAQS 2021 Congress.
RIB Software is a pioneering enterprise committed to driving innovation and technological advances in the construction and real estate industries. I2 CostX by RIB is being used in over 90 countries around the world, and it is a complete estimating solution with 2D takeoff, 5D beam support, integrated workbooks, and customizable reports, all in one program. Become faster, smarter, and more accurate today with I2 CostX.
Mark 24th July in your calendars and join your hosts AJ Paredes and Eric Baclig as Patch takes you on a virtual trip to the world down under, Melbourne, Australia. Catch us live as we feature the APC story of engineer Victor Tenorio and his case study establishing an effective commercial management system. All these and more on Saturday, 24th July, 3 p.m. Manila Time. See you! Mark 24th July in your calendars and join your hosts AJ Paredes and Eric Baclig as Patch takes you on a virtual trip to the world down under, Melbourne, Australia. Catch us live as we feature the APC story of engineer Victor Tenorio and his case study establishing an effective commercial management system. All these and more on Saturday, 24th July, 3 p.m. Manila Time. See you!
Pacific, are you ready? As Philippine Institute of Certified Quantity Surveyors of PICQS hosts PAQS 2021 24th Congress, we are pleased to announce that registration is open, and due to strong public demand, delegates now have options to attend the Congress in person or via digital access. Take part in the most awaited global event of QS practitioners around the world, including members of distinct and world-renowned QS bodies. Registration fees are posted on your screens, and for face-to-face attendees, fees are inclusive of the welcome gala dinner, 2-day conference with tea breaks and lunch, and the technical visits with transportation. For all associated events, please visit the official website paqs2021.com. See you!
Mark 24th July in your calendars and join your hosts AJ Paredes and Eric Baclig as Patch takes you on a virtual trip to the world down under, Melbourne, Australia. Catch us live as we feature the APC story of engineer Victor Tenorio and his case study establishing an effective commercial management system. All these and more on Saturday, 24th July, 3 p.m. Manila Time. See you!
Okay, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, everyone. I'm Arlene Joy Paredes, or AJ, current president of PICQS Singapore chapter, and I'm always excited to be your host. And today is our sixth session for Patch. Okay, Patch is a PICQS APC Talks channel, and we aim to provide overviews about chartered and certified professionals' APC journey, PICQS structured trainings, and every quantity surveyor's road to becoming QS professionals, hence heightening or maximizing their career potential. Okay, so for those who are not so familiar with PICQS, Philippine Institute of Certified Quantity Surveyors is an all-Filipino QS organization with a global reach. In a span of a decade, we have already formed 12 chapters around the globe in Philippines, UK, UAE, Oman, Qatar, Bahrain, KSA, North America, Singapore, New Zealand, Australia, and our most recent formed chapter, BIM, Indochina. Our members are mostly QS trained engineers, architects, and other allied profession practicing the quantity surveying globally, and we have structured trainings to patch up the required competencies towards exponential career growth. It is unfortunate to give you this news that for today, our co host, Mr. Eric Baclig, is feeling under the weather and after getting drenched in the rain. So, Eric, get well soon, and I hope to see you in the next patch session. So, in this moment, I would like to introduce to you the special guest for our sixth patch session. So, allow me to give me the introduction about him. So it is such an honor to have him here in our studio as he is one of the founding members of PICQS, and he has been working in the construction industry for more than 20 years. Although believe me, when I talk to him, he doesn't really look the part. So I think we're just, batchmates from college. Okay. So he has practiced his profession in the Philippines, the Middle East region, and is now settled and moved to Melbourne, Australia, and he has been promoted to an associate at WT Australia and New Zealand. Okay, without further ado, let us welcome in our virtual studio, all the way from the world down under, Engineer Victor Tenorio. Hi, Sir Vic. Good
Uh,
afternoon.
Good afternoon, AJ. It's so unfortunate that Eric is not here, but thanks for inviting me to be part of Patch and
Yes,
for giving me a chance to be able to share my APC journey with
yes,
PICQS.
of
So, how are
course.
you coping up with the pandemic? How is it going in Singapore?
Oh, right now, unfortunately, we have to undergo the second phase two, and with the restrictions, so nobody can eat outside, no dining outside, not lockdown, but we can only they're only allowed two visitors at a certain time in our homes. So yes,
Okay.
Work from home is default, but unfortunately, because of my work, I cannot work from home. I have to go and attend to a site. How about you there in Melbourne? Now it's like 5
Oh,
p.m. there, right?
yes, it's 5 p.m. 5 p.m. now. I'm actually lost track of time. That's why I'm a bit late. Um,
That's
we're on
okay.
our like fifth lockdown here in Victoria, in Melbourne,
Oh, I see. Okay.
and I'm working from home for like 2 weeks now, and also the
Mhm.
kids they are learning remotely. So yeah,
Oh,
but we're fine nonetheless. We're doing good.
okay. That's good to hear. I hope that everything. How about the vaccination? Have you received your vaccine?
Yes, I
Full,
have
full
completed
dose?
mine like few hours ago. Few hours ago, I've completed my Pfizer vaccine.
Oh, I see.
So
Are
yeah,
you okay? I mean, are you feeling okay? I believe
yeah.
your arm will
Surprisingly,
be
there's
heavy by
no.
now.
Yeah, surprisingly, there's no side effect except for my arm, which is a bit sore, but that's it.
I see. That's good to hear. I'll be having
Mhm.
my second dose on the 30th.
Oh,
So,
good.
was it? Is it Pfizer?
Yeah, yes, I'm encouraging everyone to get vaccinated. It's not just for ourselves, but for our loved ones and for the people around us. So, yeah, we should all get vaccinated.
Agree. Okay, so it's really good to have you here in Patch. Thank you so much. I understand and I believe that you're a very busy person. But thank you for giving us the opportunity to share your APC journey with through Patch.
Not a problem. If Julie asks you to ask something from you, you cannot say no. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree. Chair Julie is she's not demanding at all, but when she says
Yeah,
something, yeah, you will have all the dedication to prioritize it
exactly.
and have it done.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hi, Chair Julie. I believe she's watching. Patch is
I'm Julie.
actually her birth
Mhm.
project. Okay, so before we start, I believe everybody is interested to know about your career in a nutshell. So let us have a quick discussion about. Okay, about your career journey in a
Mhm.
nutshell. So,
Mhm.
Sir Vic, you started your career as not as a QS, right?
Yes. My degree is civil engineering. I am a licensed civil engineer back in the Philippines, but I got to start working as a QS in Davis Langdon and Saya, like
Okay.
decades ago, and that's where I realized that this is what I want to do. This is what I'm passionate about. QSing, not designing a building or being a project engineer or site engineer. So I think that's the reason why I kept on doing QSing until this time, because this is my passion. This is what I want to do.
I agree. When you find your passion, it's something that you would really love to work and then enhance.
Exactly.
When I
Yes.
was also in college, I remember I was going through the design courses, steel design, timber design, and I figured I don't think this will be my work after the university. So yes, I believe it the power of having or being the quantity surveyor. So after DLS, you also got involved with the monolith construction
No, before Davis
before
Langdon. Yes.
DLS. Okay.
Yes.
And then you moved to Dubai.
The project was SM Sukat.
Ah, SM. So you were also
SM
involved
Sukat.
with the mall vertical
Yes.
structures. Mm,
Yes. Mostly
okay.
vertical. Yes.
Okay. Then after
And
you moved to Dubai in 2005.
2005, I moved to Dubai. I joined Multiplex. It's actually an Australian contracting company, and they branched out in Dubai, and that's the first company I joined in when I moved to Dubai in 2005 as a QS, as a
Oh,
QS too. I worked in Dubai for 10 years. In that span of 10 years, we have that's where it all began. You know what I mean? We have established PICQS. I became a chartered professional. So
okay.
the peak of I consider the peak of my career or my profession is when I was there in Dubai within
Okay.
that 10 years.
I see. Okay. So you have mentioned about PICQS. So the next thing that I want to ask you now is
Because of my network. That's the main intent of me joining PACQS and actually helping. Like I think we were 200 by that time, 200 founding members to establish PICQS. But then it went on, years went on, it has been established, and then I met I met people like I know Miss Ma'am Julie since Davis Langdon days, but I met Lillian, Joseph. Oh, Joseph, I know him from Davis Langdon as well. But they were MRI. They're part of they're what they call it. They already are chartered professionals during that time, and I
mhm.
was like, maybe I could be a chartered professional as well, similar to them, and that's how I got encouraged and um, worked out to become a chartered professional.
So in short, you were motivated through how you have seen their exercising the profession being chartered professionals.
Exactly, because uh, before moving to Dubai, I have a little knowledge of RICS. And when I moved to Dubai, all my most of the commercial managers and my bosses, they were all parts of MRICS or member of RICS, and I was like, how can I become a member of RICS? It's like it seems to be that most of them are from UK or from Australia, and I haven't met any Filipino uh, RICS member during that time. And I was like, maybe a Filipino could not be a member of RICS. First and foremost, our degree is engineering. It's not quantity surveying. So, but then when I joined PICQS, I met I met members who are already MRCS during that time. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, if they can do it, probably I could as well do it. So the motivation was there. And Miss Julie, she was the one who encouraged us, who supported us to begin our journey until the end. From the beginning till the end, Miss Julie was there. So and the main intent of PACQ is to help other members as well who want to be chartered professional. So and I'm s- during that time when we were starting with PICQS, I didn't even I couldn't imagine that it has gone this far, like this big. Like now that I see PICQS, all the members, what it's doing, all the programs and stuff. I'm so glad that we that we started it. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
That we founded PICQS, because I believe there's a lot of QS out there that's being supported or being guided by
Mhm.
PICQS to further their careers.
Agree with you. I agree with you totally.
Yeah,
So when you were practicing QS profession, so we are both having the background of civil engineering, but because in my case, when I came here and then I was initially planning engineer, and then I came here to and I got hired as QS, then I started to look for things, for stuff. How do I really do the profession, what's the standard of executing the quantity surveying profession? Did you also have the same feeling? That's why you look for any membership or chartership?
yeah, same with you. Yeah, I was I feel like I still have a lot to learn. I
Mm-hmm.
need to broaden my knowledge further, and
Mm-mm.
I feel like being with my co PICQS member or my
Mm-hmm.
colleagues would help me achieve that during that time. And yeah, it really did. It really helped. I'm talking about my APC journey for RICS.
Uh-uh.
The whole time, PACQS was there during my
That's
yeah.
great to know. Okay.
Mm,
So PICQS, while you were building it together with the other founding members,
mm,
you are also going through a tough time, getting all the knowledge that you need to pass your own APC. Okay.
exactly. Yes.
So what were the changes that happened to your career after passing the APC?
Changes of course, I got the post nominal,
Uh-huh.
MRICS post nominal. That's the first thing that I've that I've achieved. And what else?
To you,
I
what does the post
I
nominal signify?
I think for me during that time, I could say that because of that post nominal MRICS post nominal, I could say that my marketability rate has gone up. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
because if you would have more edge than others if
Uh-huh.
you have a post nominal.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, at least for me, that's how I see it. Because
I
most
believe
especially international companies, they look for chartered membership if you
mm-mm,
apply for a job, and it would help
mm-mm,
if you're let's say a member of PICQS, RICS, or AIQS. It would really help a lot, especially with especially me or uh, some of member of PICQS. We we don't have a QS degree. We have allied courses like
mm-mm,
engineering. So I think it's imperative to uh, gain more knowledge with aside from gaining more additional knowledge about QSing, having or achieving your MR or your post nominal or your charter membership is really would really help you to build your career and to
mm-hmm.
have a better career.
Agree. And I think this professional bodies are here for the reason that they would like to standardize how we execute the profession. I think you would also agree on that, that they are trying to provide the standards, how we really need to render services to our clients. And
Exactly. Yeah.
mhm.
That one too.
and
Yes.
And it's really good to know, and I would like to share with everybody that PICQS has already kicked off its own APC, and it
Oh,
was
good.
also observed by and regulated by RICS last April. It was
Oh,
headed
that's
by Miss Lillian Geron. So
that's good.
imagine,
That's good to hear. Yeah, that is good to know.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's about time. Yeah, that's a
Yes,
milestone. That's a great achievement, like for PICQS, and it's yeah. I'm glad uh, knowing about that. So yeah,
yes.
kudos.
apart from that, there's also already some mutual recognition. So if you get the chartered or the certified professional status for PICQS, you can already apply to the AIQS as also a professional member. So you can get MAIQS also,
Yes,
or MNZQS. So it's very good to have it. It's like hitting three birds in one stone, and
one
hopefully we're
stone.
looking
Yeah,
forward to, also getting the mutual recognition with RICS.
all right,
So
cool. Yeah,
yes, this is,
good to
I
know.
think these post nominals are really there for a reason, and I'm really happy that you have it, and I'm looking forward to have it as well for myself.
Well, you're more than capable of achieving it. You just need to, you just need
Okay.
to, push through and follow through.
Yes. I'm working on my case study at the moment. Okay, so why don't we check out, because you have gone through this professional preparation through PR route. So let's
Yes.
hear about it. Okay. So when you were doing your preparation for your APC, what do you think was the hardest part?
The hardest part is to start my case study.
Agree. Okay.
That's the hardest part because I often, yeah, during that time I often procrastinate. Like I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it probably next month. And then I have spoken to Mom Julie, and she told me just draft it and then send it to me. And so there's one, like I think it was June, September of 2014. I, like probably in a day, I just did it. You know what I mean? I just did my case study out of the knowledge I gained from my from my work, and then I was like, this is the draft. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use this,
Mm.
but that ended up to be the one I used in my APC, the first draft that I did. So
Wow. Okay.
yes, yeah, it
So
was about yeah.
everything just kept flowing. The ideas or the things that you wanted to write.
Yep. That's I think that's one of the advices that I could give. Like if you are procrastinating, you're saying, I want to do it, I'll do it tomorrow, do it next week. Just start with your case study, draft it, and then you will feel you know what I mean? If you don't follow through or you don't continue doing it, you will feel sorry that you have started it and then you haven't um finished it. So you might as well start it um, and then uh, complete the draft and then send it to your I know that we have a counselor.
Yes.
We have a counselor when we're doing all our submissions, all our documents. But it always good to have another pair of eyes to check
Yes.
what you've
Agree.
done,
Uh,
and that's why PICQS was there for me.
wow. Okay. So
Yeah,
during your time, was it Chair Julie also and Mom Lillian doing the review of your draft?
it was. Yes. The Mom Julie and Lillian, especially Lillian. Lillian Heron was there.
Uh,
Uh, because she was an MRICS. She was already MRICS during that time. So
uh,
she's also one of the people who were pushing me, do it, and then she supported me all the way.
wow.
Yeah. Mm.
PICQS is really grateful and really blessed to have these people as a foundations of PICQS who are really believing in the PICQS members to become chartered and certified. They're
And
like
really
always,
dedicated. Really
yes,
dedicated. I am.
really
Yeah.
dedicated. Agree
Yes.
with you. And of course, establishing the structured trainings of PICQS is not a joke. I mean, from how it is established, it was well thought of. the
Hmm.
process of, going through the knowing, the doing, and the advising, all these three levels, which are very vital on how we can receive or we can achieve the chartered or the certified status. PICQS has laid it down, and
Agree. Yes.
and
Correct.
they have provided these structured trainings, which are very well structured. As in, I've gone through the level one, the knowing, the level two PAP one, and then the GAMP. And I can say that when I was going through that, I was really thankful that I joined PICQS, because those are the knowledge that I really need to have to execute my profession. So
Okay.
thank you to
Good on you.
PICQS.
Yeah. Good on you.
So during that time, only a few are chartered. How do you go through the seminars? How do you gain CPDs, which are needed
Okay.
for the
During that time, I didn't go through the structured uh, uh, training in PICQS because we were the one who started it. I was one of the lecturers.
okay
Like P3, PT3,
P3T?
P3T, and GAMP and
Uh,
PAP1. I was one of the people who's giving lectures on contract administration. Um, I remember the one that one other topic was procurement and tendering.
uh,
So so since I was one of them, I didn't go through the like the structured training. So,
mhm.
but I have gone through PAP with PAP with Joseph and
Oh,
Lillian. So
uh-uh.
yeah, we did all we did all this you know what I mean, potential questions.
Mock
They ask
interview.
me, yeah, they ask me all the they left they asked me about the potential questions that might come up during the interview. It
Okay.
was and then there's a lot of memorization. There's a lot of reading that we've done
Uh-uh.
together. Like me, Lilian, Joseph Magramo. Joseph was there, and
Mm,
then when during that time that I was about like few months before I do my actual APC, we had a mock interview with Mom Julie and two
uh,
other QSs, but Mom Julie was there. So
uh-uh.
yeah, it was really helpful because you will you during PAP you will be able you will be fully equipped when you go to your actual APC and sit there and face those three panelists.
Mm-mm.
You will be more confident about how to go about your uh, case study,
Uh-uh.
and at least you have an idea of what would the questions be because of the mock interview and all those um, reading materials that they have provided to you. So I don't think I could. I don't think I would achieve my professional my chartered
Is
my
that
my chartered status if not for PICQS.
for
So
these mocks and all? So
yes,
we already have that bank of questions that they are asking you. So
yes,
they
potential
would
questions.
test
Yes,
you to check
yes,
whether do you know this? Do you know about procurement and
yes,
tendering? So what is
yes,
procurement? What is tendering? So what
exactly.
can you say about design and build?
Mm.
So all about contract practice, contract administration, and the rest of the things.
Accounting,
Even
arbitration,
accounting.
adjudication. Yes, all those stuff. Yes.
Okay. So how did you choose the topic? Your topic for the case study?
Okay. I chose the topic. I chose the one that I was actually doing during that time as a
Mm-hmm.
contracts administrator. So actually, this is one of my advices as well. If you choose your topic, choose the topic that you know by heart, that you know the inside and the ins and outs of the topic. Like if they ask you a question about about what you're doing and what your case study is about, you know everything about it. Do
Mm-mm.
not do not um, pick a topic to impress or to make an impression,
Uh-uh.
because it won't end up really well. Just choose a topic that you know really really well and that you're actually doing. So during that time, I chose commercial management because that's the one I was working on during that time. I was assigned. Am I? Should I share this? I mean, should I share the start of my case study
Your
now?
case study. Yeah, we'll share it in a while.
Okay, no worries. Okay,
Okay.
but yeah, I chose. I picked the topic based on what I was doing during that time.
Mm-mm.
The the current. I mean, during that time, what I was presently doing. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
That's how I choose my topic. So um, if ever if a question is being asked about it, I will be able to answer because I am doing it like currently during that time.
Wow.
I
Okay.
won't be able to forget anything.
Mm.
So yeah, I think
Okay.
that's one of the one of the things that we need to consider.
And because you will also be you're more confident when you already face the panels because you know it by heart. You know your topic and you're really
Exactly,
doing. Mm.
exactly.
Chair Julie just dropped me a message and she said Lillian is watching and says hi to Vic. Vic
Hi,
is the first
Lillian.
Filipino who was granted the AIQS positive skills assessment because of his civil engineering degree and not because he has a QS study. I think
Exactly.
then after that
That's true.
she got invited by AIQS to be part of the migration committee, especially on education. Wow. So you have
Wow.
opened the doors to be you're the I think you're the first or you're the only AIQS who got the membership and not by
I'm I'm
studying.
not sure if I'm the only, but I think I'm the first. I'm the first one.
Mm.
Okay, I think I have to share this experience as well, because before I sit for APC, we were already part of PICQS, and also Miss Julie encouraged us to become an affiliate member of AIQS. And during the time, it's I think it's easier to become an affiliate member of AIQS and to become an associate member of RICS. It's like filling out some forms, and there was no interview, so it was easy. So I joined first. I joined the AIQS affiliate membership, and then I decided about, I think 2 years after that, I decided to apply for Australia permanent residency. And
Oh,
one of the requirements is to become acknowledged. Your profession should be acknowledged by,
no.
it's either, my choice would be during the time would be it's either Engineers Australia or AIQS.
Mm-mm-mm.
And most of the people I know who applied for
Resident.
permanent residency to Australia, they they chose Engineers Australia because it only makes sense because we are a civil engineer. But
Mm.
for me, I tried to have my profession assessed by AIQS, although I was just an affiliate and I have no QS degree. Until now, I have no QS degree. And then I sent my with the help of Miss Julie, her signatures and stuff, I sent all my application, and I was approved by AIQS. And
But
then
you already have your MRICS that time.
no,
Not yet.
not
Oh,
yet.
okay.
It was just AIQS affiliate membership. That's it.
Wow,
So
okay.
it was like, okay, I will try AIQS first if I could get approved. If I could get approval, and good. If not, then I'll try Engineers Australia, and I got approved.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Ah,
don't know about the other uh, the other PICQS members who tried. I don't know what happened to their application, but for me, I actually. But I think after a few months or few years after that, they required a QS degree or
Yes.
not
They're
sure. Yeah.
they're now requiring some number of units that you have to take with uh, let's say in a QS school or with AIQS. I was trying to be a
Okay.
resident in Australia for a year, for more than a year now. But
Uh,
the agency, they were confused whether I should go through EA uh, or AIQS, which body should assess my qualifications. Because when I went here in Singapore at the time when they were trying to assess, I don't have enough number of years to be reviewed by AIQS.
mhm.
So my experience was like 50-50 EA, 50-50 AIQS. So I ended up, my IELTS already lapsed, and so I have to retake again. So I think I have to push through with
I might be
um
able to
or
support you or
certified.
help. I might be able to support you or help you with your application for permanent residency.
Wow,
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
let's talk about it after the patch.
Yes.
I would like to share some of the messages that we are receiving live. Here is from Silver de la Rosa. It's a pleasure to listen to one of the pioneers of PICQ as well. Thank you so much, Silver. Silver is
Thanks.
one of the products of the PICQ structured training. He's
Okay.
actually situated here in Singapore, and he's practicing his profession. And he's now one of the active SMEs of PICQS. Uh,
Wow.
so
Good on
he's
ya.
really one of the most dedicated and members of PICQS. Wow, and here's from Miss Mom Lilian. Victor is very well deserved. He's one of the talents that I would never forget. He is really good and he possessed essential soft skills. Wow. Congratulations, Vic, for your continued success. Wow.
Thanks, Nilian. Catch
I'm
up with you
having
later. Ah,
Okay, thank you for
yeah.
that. So I think everybody's excited now to see and check out your case study presentation. So let's go ahead and Okay, here you go. Our brief presentation on Engineer Victor Tenorio's case study. Sir Vic, are you ready?
Okay, ready.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Okay. Okay. Again, good afternoon or good evening, everyone. I would like to share, it would be a brief presentation of my APC case study. It was about establishing an effective commercial management. So you might be asking now, why did I choose this topic? During that time, during the time that I drafted my case study, I was working as a contract administrator. Like I mentioned earlier, in choosing your topic, you have to consider the competencies that you actually know by heart. It should be a topic that you're really good at. You see, a case study is not about making impression by taking complicated competencies. It's about showing your strengths and demonstrate what you really know. Next slide, please. This case study this case study will demonstrate my involvement in a mixed-use development project consisting of twin towers connected by Sky Bridge. It also has a five-star hotel, 360 apartment units, commercial area floors, a retail shopping center, and a beach club. The contract was a fixed lump sum using PIDIC 1999 format contract. I was originally working for the main builder under a joint venture to look after the main contracts variations and interim payment applications to the client. But then I was pulled out from the main contract to work within the ceiling and partition division for 3 months to make a comprehensive assessment of the existing commercial and contract management system of the division. Next slide, please. So I checked and reviewed all financial. So what I did first is I checked and reviewed all financial reports, payments application, variation orders, and claims. And as it turned out, the division was having an efficient cash flow due to inadequate interim payment applications and limited understanding of the contract clauses. It's really important for a contract administrator or for a QS to know what's in the contract, especially for those items that we usually work on, like variations and payment applications. So thus, supply of resources became restricted, which ultimately caused delays to the progress on site. As a result of my investigation, I came up with a list of challenges that were needed to be resolved. These were the following: coordination among team members. This includes delegation, poor data management due to absence of document controller. There were no document controller during that time. A number of variation orders were not traced and claimed due to absence of change procedure. Contra charges against other subcontractors were missed. Materials on site were not included in the interim payment application. Inadequate delay and disruption proofs and notifications, and insufficient CVR or cost value reconciliation report entries, resulting to loss in profit. So next slide, please. So I came up with the approach. The first approach is delegation and team working. In order to enhance contract management system, I initiated a thorough review of the contract agreement and condition of contract to make each of the team members aware of the clauses and see to it that the procedures to resolve conflicts would be in accordance with the contract. I set a meeting, team building with because there were two quantity surveyors working for me during that time, and a project manager and site engineer. I was able to establish and make them understand the role of each member and the scope of responsibilities each of them has within the division. The purpose of this was to promote proper communication and coordination among themselves, which deemed highly significant in managing the contract within the harmonious working environment. The next approach that I have come up with was data management. You see, the efficient tracking of data would ensure speed and accuracy in managing the contract. Together with the two quantity surveyors, we gathered all necessary documents and correspondence relative to the project and determined the importance of each. I also wrote a letter to the main contractor to furnish us copies of missing letters, instruction, etc. After completing the missing correspondence and documents, I have them all scanned and create a soft copy data bank. I divided all the hard copies and soft copies files into like correspondence for client and correspondence for consultants. Next slide. Change control management. Okay, the next approach was the change control management. The effective change control procedure is considered key factor when executing a project, and thereby as soon as all pertinent correspondence and documents were gathered and placed in order, I prepared a VO log. This is very important, a VO log, listing all agreed variations, potential variations, and forecast variations. That and also to track all the pending VOs that needed follow up. The log also comprised the list of documents concerning each VO, stating the description, when and who issued them, when and who received them, which deemed essential, and when assessing the validity of the contract. Through the log, I completed and traced the list of variation orders to be applied. I set up a VO standard procedure in preparing a variation order to make it more acceptable to the main contractor and for easy approval, following a list of documents to be to be fulfilled before a VO is submitted as such. I just want to share that when this actually this case study, this change control management that I have implemented in that company, when I moved to another company, I introduced the exact system and variation claim template. I introduced the exact variation claim template. And now I was informed this template is actually being used as the official one of the official QS templates of one of the biggest development companies in UAE. Our
Wow.
client is now using our client during that time. I would say I would you know what I mean. The
Rather
client was
not.
Imar. Imar is
Okay.
Imar is the biggest. No, Imar is the biggest development company in, or one of the biggest development companies in the UAE. They are now using the template that I have introduced as their official template, which I'm very proud about.
Yes.
So this is the next slide, please.
Okay.
These are the list of items that I have come up to have a better or a more efficient variation claim. First, you have to have a narrative. It's a brief summary and description of the VO to give an initial overview about the content of the VO or variation orders. It also consists of correspondence, references, and dates, contract agreement clauses, amount, and measurement method. As part of its how do you call it? As part of its supporting documents, you should be able to attach either CBI or RFI or engineer's instruction or site instruction, etc. If the variation is a contract variation, you can refer to the BOQ references or quotes or invoices, specification, and all other basis of rates. You should also include your measurement sheet for the quantity. It's also important to include the markup drawings. It should be issued for construction, tender, or as-built. As long as it's marked up, it will be easier for the one who will be assessing it to locate and assess your variations efficiently. If there are photos, attach photos, and if there are other pertinent documents that you need to attach, there's another flyer for that for you to attach them. So this system is really effective. If you're a builder, your claim would be easily approved because all the supporting documents are there. And if you were a consultant, it would be easier for you to assess the claim.
Correct.
Yep. Next slide, please. Okay, valuation management or interim application. Though the existing payment application procedures seem to be effective at time, I checked the content of the application summary and found out that no materials on site had been claimed since the beginning of the project, and it's part of the contract that you can claim materials on site. So I set a meeting with the project manager, purchasing officer, and storekeeper and tasked one of the QSs to get oriented about the delivery procedure. I then collected all copies of the invoices and purchase orders of all materials on site during that time and claimed 75% of the total amount of interim payment application as per conditions of contract. With the inclusion of on-account submitted variation orders and net payment application, the net payment application amount increased, thus increasing the value that has further accelerated the work on site. So I can I was able to see that it's actually effective. I mean the all the all the mitigating uh, all the mitigating steps that I've done is actually working. Was actually working during that time. Next slide, please. Delay notification and damage claim. So um, the techniques. Sorry. Another significant factor that caused the delay was due to day-to-day interruption occurrences on site. It hasn't been informed well enough to joint venture because aside from several notices of delay and disruption at the beginning of the project, this had been this has not been sustained or had been overlooked. This is very important for you to record and for you to claim. As I reviewed the delay notices, most of them were not backed up with solid proof to strengthen the claim. I made a list of possible causes of delays and proactively come up with appropriate line of action. So, yep, the next slide, please. The last thing that I have checked and reviewed is cost control or cost and value reconciliation. The techniques of valuing the profitability of the company is at most important. So after determining all the potential claims, variation orders, contra charges, the last thing I did together with the head office QS to ensure close cost control over project was to review the cost value reconciliation. Final forecast and cash flow monitored by our division manager. So I started to revise the month-end CVR by adding entries to the value column, such as VOs on account and contra charges, and adding the accruals to the cost. Final forecast was also adjusted through additional potential claims. All VOs, be it agreed, be it unapproved or potentials, and contra charges were also included in the CBR. I even advised the division manager to supply some of the idle workers to the main contractor since they were at that time suffering from lack of skilled workers to expedite fit out works. After all additional consideration to cost report CVR. After all consideration to cost report, the CVR indicated a profit of almost 17 million dirhams for the particular month end. So our division manager and our commercial manager has actually they have actually seen the result of the mitigating procedure that we've done to resolve the problem. Next slide, please. So as a result, although it was a struggle to implement the changes to the management during the first 2 months, encountering the issue made me understand better the importance of good working environment within the project team. And because of that, I became more assertive in letting the team realize the value they could add to the project by practicing close coordination, proper guidance, and open communication. These factors helped me to mitigate not only the likely delay of the project, but also potential disputes. During the 3rd month, each of the team members was also doing their part diligently. The team was able to keep the project going by keeping the communication lines open within the team. Those are the sample of the results, but yeah, because I think it's more than 10 minutes to wrap it all up or to summarize it. All the mitigating procedure that we've done um, or all the mitigating steps that we've done are all effective. We're all effective during that time.
Mhm.
So this case study is a very good example for all quantity surveyors, especially those with the project that have just started. This clearly reflects the possible result of poor commercial and contract management and the things they can perform proactively to avoid the occurrence of any indiscretion.
Mhm.
And before I end this presentation, uh, just some word of encouragement. If if I were able to do it, if Lillian and Miss Julie or the other Emma, RICS members now or AIQS members now, then each one of us, I mean, if you're interested to do it, then we can all do it. You can all do it. Like you just need to believe in yourself and keep on reading, keep on broadening your knowledge, keep on gaining more information about QSing or about what you do. Don't stop because not because you're old you would stop learning. Learning is a lifetime. It's a lifetime thing. You know, it's a lifetime process. It's never ending. So yeah, everyone can do this. Just PIQS is here, PICQS is here. Uh, AJ is here, Ma'am Julie is here, and Lillian. So yeah.
Thank you very much for that presentation. Actually, Sir Vic, while I was reading and watching you do the presentation, all I can say was that, okay, that thing is applicable. That thing is what we're working on site at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really actually having the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working for an infrastructure project at the moment, and we're having these sorts of issues and concerns commercially managing the whole project. And what you have been discussing is actually my the burden that I'm having at the moment. So it's like
I will look for the template and I'll send it to you.
it's like a push to be like, okay, you're on the right track. Hopefully you everything would go and materialize, and number one is teamwork, correct?
Yes, correct.
Unless you get everybody in the same boat and you get everybody working towards the same goal, I don't think that we can manage any project properly. So thank you
Yes.
for that presentation. It's really nice, and then very informative. I think you can have like a whole CPD going on with this whole commercial management system. It would be great to have a lot of
Sure,
members.
sure.
I believe a lot of members will be very eager to listen to how this system would work.
Hmm.
Okay, so why don't we check out the APC questions that were asked of you during your final APC um, interview? Okay, so
Okay.
let's check out the first question that was asked is on this. For a DNB contract, what are the insurances that you would require from the contractor?
Yeah, that's the first thing that has crossed my mind because I found it tricky during that time because
Mhm.
I was like, why would a builder provide um why would
Insurance.
uh, okay because aside from because we will require a lot like work cover insurance or
Yes.
pr-
Third
public
party
liability insurance or
liability.
third party yes insurance. Those are the insurances that we require from the builder. But
Mm-hmm.
then one of the panelists asked me, "What about professional indemnity insurance?"
Nah.
So
Okay.
it got tricky for me because I was like, "Why would a builder provide a professional indemnity insurance?" Because on, as far as I know, only the consultants are providing PI insurance, or professional indemnity insurance. And it got me, I mean, it took me some time to think about it. And then I realized, oh, it's a design and build. The builder is part of the design. So they need to provide a PA insurance. I was able to answer it, but I found it, I had a hard time answering it. That's why this is the first question that came into my mind. You know, the, the APC, my APC was like ages ago. It's like, it was
Mhm.
6 years ago. So for me, it's like, you know what I mean? I have, I have, I forgot most of them, but this one, I couldn't forget it. I even, you know, I'm in WT. I'm also giving some lectures in our learning and development uh, um, um, program, and then
Mm-mm.
I have mentioned this in one of my lectures. Um, yeah,
That's great to know.
yeah,
And
yeah,
really, it was a tricky question. And of course, you wouldn't be here, or you wouldn't be using the post nominals if you weren't able to nail the question right away when they ask you.
correct. But I think you're allowed to like to have like two or three wrong answers. I think
Oh,
I'm not sure.
during the entire session. But you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
go back,
You're right.
right? If
You won't be able to. Yeah, you can go back, but I don't think they expect you to know everything.
mhm. Can you
You
say
know.
pass? Okay, next question, please.
Just try to answer it, and if you're not really sure about the answer, just be honest. Not but not all the answers, like a few, like two, one or two
Mm,
questions. That's why you have to read. There are some reading materials that the
correct.
PICQS would provide. Read them. It's like, for me, it was like preparing for my board exam for civil engineering. When I
Oh,
prepared
okay.
for the yes, because I there's a lot of questionnaires there, sample questionnaires that I actually read and even
Mm,
memorized some of them. It was like taking a board exam, and passing APC is a bit like passing the board exam as well. The feeling of
mm.
of passing your APC is like passing a board
The
exam.
victory, the victory
Yeah.
after getting it done, is it?
Mhm. Yeah.
I couldn't agree more because I haven't sit in the APC, but I feel very excited that if I get it, I think I will be on top of the world.
So
Okay,
fulfilling. Yeah.
okay. So and it's a lifetime title that you'll be holding
Yep.
as you continue to renew your membership, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we move to the next APC question that was asked during your final interview? And this was
The
okay
question
here.
was, yeah.
Why do you think that your commercial management system was effective?
Um. Oh yeah. It was asked during that time. And I have just because I have gone through it. Like I told them, this is what we have incurred. The profit that we have incurred. Um, we have built teamwork within the team,
Uh,
and um, all our most of our variation claims got paid and got
wow.
approved.
Okay.
So evidently, the system was really effective, and
Mm-hmm.
it was in the case study. Um, so yeah, I think it's more of like asking you again to determine whether or not you really understand what you have, what you have just presented.
Yes. Correct. It is really good indication that, of course, if the commercial management system wasn't effective, how can you get paid with all these things? I mean, in a project, the records is always important, and of course substantiations on how you can back up
Mm,
your claim. So that is
exactly. It just so happened that that particular division has there is no system present during that time. No system at all. There was a QS, but he was like asking for the go signal from the division manager, and
of course.
it should not be. I mean, the division manager is not a QS. You're supposed to know what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to know what you need to be done what you need to do as a QS. You're supposed to know that. And
Mhm.
I think the QS during that time has an idea, but he kept it to himself
He doesn't have a
because
voice, is it, at the
probably
time?
he's scared of voicing out what he
Uh-huh.
knows. Yeah, probably that's one of the reasons. So yeah, and then when I introduced the system, then it got, you know what I mean? They
Mm,
got what they want.
correct. Mm. I
Mm.
think as a QS, we need to be very vocal about what we really think or what we think is right and how we think it is the good way to execute things. So we have to be very vocal about it. As
Exactly,
QS, we cannot be introverts, I think. Otherwise,
exactly.
yeah, our voices need
Um,
to be heard.
but
Mhm.
it's you can develop it, your personality. If it's innate, like you're really like you don't speak that much, or you don't wanna, you're scared of being rejected or being embarrassed.
Mhm.
You can work it out. I mean, as you move on with your career, you'll be able to get
Mhm.
over it, and you know what I mean, and voice out
Correct.
what you really, yeah, voice
I
out your
mean,
thoughts or your ideas.
we should not be afraid to make mistakes at all. I mean, when
When
I
you make mistakes, that's how you learn.
correct. Hmm.
Yeah,
And it's
and
sometimes you may have views, right? And then the others may not share the same views as you. But then if you share it, it can get them to thinking, am I really thinking right? Or
correct. And
yeah,
and
you may consider.
okay, and one more thing. If you're i- at work, the moment you start feeling uncomfortable, or you're not at ease in doing one task, that means you're learning. That means you're thinking outside the box. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? That means you are getting out of your comfort zone, which is good because
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to learn new things. So
Mm-hmm.
don't be scared to feel uncomfortable, or to face all the challenges at work, because that's how you learn and that's how you grow
Correct.
professional.
Yes. Thank you for that. Every APC question, I'm hearing another like food for thought that you're sharing with us. Thank you. Okay, so for our third question from your APC, here it goes. If an engineer issues an instruction, does this automatically constitute a variation?
Yes, that's one of the question, and the answer is no, as the instruction may be confirmation of requirements already included under the contract, or specifications, or drawings. So
Mm-hmm.
there might be an instruction. It could appear as a new instruction, but if it's part of the contract, then it's not a variation. If it's
Yes.
not in addition to the contract, construction, uh, the contract itself, then it's not a variation. Maybe it, yeah, and that's what I've said. It may be just a confirmation of one of the requirements that's already in the contract.
Okay, that's why normally when we issue the SI or the site instruction, we would normally have this tick box whether it does constitute a variation or not. Or if in case when we want to issue the instruction, we usually state like the clause from the subcontract stating that in view of this clause, you are hereby instructed to proceed with the works. I think that helps a lot. No, I
Hmm.
mean we should always. I mean, as QS, we need to always be versed with how our contract goes and share it in black and white. I
Yep,
think that's like how we're going to be saved when we do
correct.
when we do records. Okay, thank you for that so much, Engineer Vic Tenorio. I hope you're still feeling okay. We have gone through a number of questions already,
No
and
problem. Yep,
you
all
have
good.
done the APC presentation very, very well,
Mm.
despite the fact that you have just had your vaccination. I hope you're still okay and not
Yeah,
feeling,
getting
feverish or
sore. No, no,
anything.
no, not at all.
Okay,
Yeah,
not at all.
hopefully hopefully it will continue until tomorrow. But let's see.
I hope so too. But in any case, it's good that you're still working from home, so you don't have
Hmm.
to go out. Okay, and I'm very, very grateful for the time that you have shared with us. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Uh, we couldn't have pulled this off, the whole patch session, sixth session, if it weren't for you and for your sharing. At
Mm.
this point, I would like to check whether do you have anything to share after this message that you have shared with.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you so much for that quotable quote, Injury Week. Ayan. So,
Mhm. When you ask, yeah, because you when you ask me about for a quote,
mm,
this is the first thing that came that, you know what I mean, that it came into my mind because um I've been there. I was
mhm,
I was really scared to voice out what I know or my ideas, and then somebody will come up with the same idea, and it was a brilliant idea, and I was like, oh, it was my idea, but I didn't let it known, you know what I mean, let it be known.
mm,
So I think it's the same with with most of the what should I say, Filipino QS or
mm,
Filipino professionals. Like we don't wanna speak out because we're scared of being embarrassed. We are scared that it might be wrong. We are
mm,
scared that we might get rejected. But that's fine as long as you have shared your ideas, you have let them know what you want. It's the mo it's you know what I mean? It's the important thing that
yeah,
you have. For instance, you're working so hard, and then you're thinking, okay, I'm working so hard. I think they would promote me. I think they would give me a salary increase because I'm working so hard. No, that's not how it is. You should talk to your superior or to your director and tell them, um, do you think I'm working so hard? I think I deserve I think I deserve an increase, a salary increase.
uh,
I think I deserve this or that. Because if you just wait for them to realize that, then it might not happen.
correct.
So speak up, let them know about your thoughts, or if you have something brilliant, like an idea of how to enhance your working environment. Tell them, let them know. It might get rejected, so what? You have, I mean, at least you have shared your ideas. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
from well, let us let us try to uh, come out from our comfort zone, like
Yeah,
explore what's there, think outside the box,
yes,
because we would never know what we're missing out if we kept quiet.
correct.
Yeah.
Good. Agree with you. I fully agree with you. And thank you for sharing that as well. It's a motivation not just to do your work well, but also to let it be known and share your thoughts. Don't
Hmm.
be afraid to commit mistakes. Uh,
Yeah.
Things happen for a reason, and then in one way or another, it can be a learning curve for you, right? It's
Exactly. Yeah.
a learning
That's how
point
you
for you.
learn. You commit mistake. That's how you learn. So yeah,
Thank
don't be scared or don't be afraid of committing mistakes or getting rejected. That's fine. That's part of it.
Yes, okay. So time flies so fast, and it's really a nice and productive interview that we have gone through with you, Engineer Victor Tenorio. It is such a pleasure to have you in Patch, and thank you for the sharing. And yes, it's time flew by, and
Hmm.
we hope to see you again in more of the PICQS activities, and hope to see you in PAQS
Sure.
2021, either face to
Sure.
face or virtually. So before
Uh-huh.
we formally end the program, I would like to share this as we host PAQS 2021.
Pacific, are you ready? As Philippine Institute of Certified Quantity Surveyors of PICQS hosts PAQS 2021 24th Congress, we are pleased to announce that registration is open, and due to strong public demand, delegates now have options to attend the Congress in person or via digital access. Take part in the most awaited global event of QS practitioners around the world, including members of distinct and world-renowned QS bodies. Registration fees are posted on your screens, and for face-to-face attendees, fees are inclusive of the welcome and gala dinner, 2-day conference with tea breaks and lunch, and the technical visits with transportation. For all associated events, please visit the official website paqs2021.com. See you!
Okay, so this is it for Patch, sixth session. Thank you very much, Engineer Vic. Any
Thanks,
final
AJ.
words to our viewers?
Sorry, I missed that. Sorry.
Any final words to our viewers?
Yeah. Yeah. Just do it.
Okay, just do it.
Just do it.
Okay.
You can do it.
I'll-
Yeah.
Thank you so
Mhm.
much, Engineer Vic. I'll be in touch with you to talk about Patch and
Sure.
migration and MRICS and
Sure.
being chartered and certified. So I
No
wish you all
problem.
a happy weekend and see you in the next
You
Patch session
too. Have
with
a
our
great
next
weekend.
guest, with Engineer Asuncion Lopez. Okay, so we have some messages. Miss Cherry De La Cruz, thank you so much. Congrats,
Thanks,
Vic.
Che.
And we have this one from Miss Lillian. I agree. Thanks, Vic. Thanks, Patch and PICQS for wonderful sharing. Well done. Okay, thank you very much for all your messages and for supporting Patch and PICQS. Thank you, Engineer Vic, and see you
Thanks,
all.
AJ. See ya.
Bye.
Mark 24th July in your calendars and join your hosts AJ Paredes and Eric Baclig as Patch takes you on a virtual trip to the world down under, Melbourne, Australia. Catch us live as we feature the APC story of engineer Victor Tenorio and his case study establishing an effective commercial management system. All these and more on Saturday, 24th July, 3 p.m. Manila Time. See you! PICQS would like to thank Philippine Constructors Association Incorporated or PCA for being PICQS supporting affiliate partner in hosting the Pacific Association of Quantity Surveyors or PAQS 2021 Congress. More than 70 years after it was established, PCA is a partner for nation building, a leading exemplar for the industry here and abroad, a catalyst for change, and an organization that embodies excellence and knows that prestige comes with performance. Thank you, PCA, and see you in PAQS 2021 Congress.